Arsenal have just won the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. Mikel Arteta has built arguably the best squad this club has seen in a generation. And yet, they're already moving, because if you thought Arsenal were going to sit on their hands and just enjoy the moment, you clearly haven't been paying attention. The name on everyone's lips right now in North London is Jeremy Monga, 16 years old, a winger from Coventry who grew up at Leicester City. And according to multiple reports, Arsenal are growing increasingly confident they're going to win the race for his signature, ahead of Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham, and clubs from abroad. So today, we're going to break down exactly why this kid is the perfect fit for what Arsenal are building and why this deal makes complete sense on every level. Let's start at the very beginning, because Monga's story is genuinely remarkable. Born in Coventry in July 2009, yes, 2009, he joined Leicester's academy at just 8 years old. Fast forward to April 2025, and at just 15 years and 271 days old, he came off the bench against Newcastle United in the Premier League. No gambling sponsor on his shirt because he was too young to legally wear one. The crowd roared. Ruud van Nistelrooy said afterwards, "He showed glimpses of his great qualities. He's a great winger, has speed, he's a fantastic talent, a great boy." That wasn't a manager being polite. That was a man who had just seen something genuinely special in one of the toughest leagues on the planet. That debut made him the second youngest player in Premier League history at the time, now third behind Arsenal's own Max Dowman and Ethan Nwaneri. The fact that two of the three youngest debutants in Premier League history are already at Arsenal and the third is the one they're about to sign tells you everything about what Arteta has been building in North London. Now, what actually makes Monga so special as a player? The word you keep hearing from everyone who has watched him closely is dribbling, but it goes deeper than that. He combines lightning-quick feet with intelligent decision-making and, crucially, upper body strength that simply does not belong to a teenager. He doesn't just beat defenders, he bullies them, shifts past them, and makes it look effortless. He's two-footed, meaning he can operate on either flank or even in the number 10 role, which for a modern Arteta side is enormous. Wingers who can't be pinned to one side are nightmares to defend against. He's been compared to Michael Olise for the way he ghosts past markers with footwork and body feints, while others have drawn comparisons to Eberechi Eze, ironically now a teammate if Monga makes this move, for his composure, upper body strength and poise in tight situations. One scout went as far as calling him the next Ousmane Dembele. High praise, but watching even a few minutes of his highlights, you understand why people are reaching for those names. The numbers across this championship season back it up too. Despite playing in a Leicester team that just fell off a cliff and dropped into League One, Monga made 27 appearances in the championship, chipping in with a goal and 2 assists, averaging around 34 minutes per game. He also scored the youngest goal in championship history. Those aren't just curiosity statistics, they represent a 16-year-old producing meaningful contributions in men's football while most kids his age are still in school. His deputy head teacher at Ratcliffe College in Leicester actually released a statement after his Premier League debut, saying his humility makes this achievement all the more deserved. That tells you about the character behind the talent. Now, what's the weakness? Because every honest analysis has to include one: his defensive contribution has been questioned. When Monga was playing in the under-21s last season, analysts noted that most of Southampton's chances during a 5-3 playoff defeat came down the side where Monga was stationed, and rather than tracking back, he gave a half jog at most. For some managers, that's a deal breaker. For Arteta, it's a project. Bukayo Saka wasn't always the two-way engine he is today. Wingers are coached into their defensive responsibilities, and at Arsenal that work happens systematically. Monga will be expected to improve that side of his game, and by all accounts, he's the type of character who will. Which brings us to the most important question. Why Arsenal specifically? Why not City? Why not United? The answer, according to reports, is the pathway. Arsenal's development structure and their recent success integrating elite young talent into the first-team environment have made a major impression on Monga and those around him, and you only need to look at what's happened at the Emirates in the last 2 years to understand why. Miles Lewis-Skelly burst into the Premier League, scored on his England debut, and is now a Champions League finalist at 18. Ethan Nwaneri, valued at £48 million, has become a key cog in the best squad in England. Max Dowman, at just 15, became the youngest debutant in Premier League history and was recently described by Declan Rice as unlike any 15-year-old he had ever seen. This isn't marketing. This is tangible proof. Elite teenagers are being handed real football at Arsenal under Arteta, and everyone can see it. The financial element is fascinating as well. Monga doesn't officially turn 17 until July 10th, meaning if Arsenal can agree terms with his camp before that date, they bypass a full transfer fee entirely and simply negotiate a compensation package directly with Leicester. Reports suggest that figure could be in the region of £15 million for a talent that scouts across Europe are already tracking, including Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig and others. Getting this done for that kind of fee would be an absolute steal. Arsenal have already submitted what's been described as a compelling offer, and sources close to the situation suggest they're in a very strong position to get it over the line. And the broader transfer picture only adds to the excitement. Arsenal aren't being shy this summer. Sandro Tonali is another name circulating, with reports suggesting Newcastle could accept £80 million. This is a club that just won the Premier League and got to a Champions League final, and they're still hunting. Josh Kroenke put it simply, no one at the club will stand still. Monga arriving alongside senior reinforcements would signal exactly that kind of intent, both for now and for the next decade. Because here's the bottom line, Arsenal aren't just signing Jeremy Monga to put him in an academy and hope. They're signing him because this is what they do. They find the best young talent in the country before anyone else can. They put them in an environment built specifically to turn potential into performance, and they produce first-team stars. Saka, Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, Dauman. The conveyor belt is real and it's moving. Monga fits the profile perfectly. He's fearless, technical, physically developed beyond his years, and already proven he can perform in senior men's football. All of that at 16. The Premier League champions, a Champions League final, and already plotting the future. That is the Arsenal Mikel Arteta has built, and Jeremy Monga might just be the next name added to a very, very special list. What do you think of the deal? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 Tri-Under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 Shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now.